Hi everybody, welcome to Caketastic Cakes. It's Jen and I'm going to show you today how to make a minion cake. And if you like this video, you find it helpful, like and subscribe, and here we go. All right, the cake is done, it's made, it looks like a giant bullet. You're going to see it in a moment. Okay, this is yellow fondant. I know I normally do gum paste and the decorations, but this time the cake itself is the decoration. So yeah, I'm rolling out the fondant. It's pretty thin, maybe quarter of an inch. It still has, kind of thickness to it. The rolling pin I'm using, if you guys have them or if you know of them, they have little guide rubber band things that you put on the end so you can't roll it unevenly. But I don't go that way because I just like to live it wild. There you go. You can see my bullet shape there. All I did to make the cake was made a bunch of 6-inch tiers. I want to say there's 3 6-inch tiers. And then I used an old glass Pyrex bowl that I have and made a cake in a Pyrex bowl to make the dome top and put it on top. And there you go. Now when you lay the the fondant, I'm going to do that a lot, guys. The fondant over the cake, you got to smooth it down in order to get all those wrinkles and everything out. You're going to have to pull it, smooth it down. As you can see, when I first laid it over, it didn't look like it was going to be long enough, but by the time you're done, rubbing and smoothing it down, you're going to get some extra length out of it. It's also kind of why I roll it a little bit on the thicker side. I know some people who are really good at this can roll it perfectly and perfect measurement, but I'm not like that, so I'm showing you how I do it. And also, if you don't have enough yellow that it doesn't go all the way down to the edge, as long as it goes down to within a couple inches, you'll be fine. Because we're eventually going to add the blue pants and cover that up anyway. And I'm going to trim it off eventually too, so you'll see that also. Now, in order to make sure there's no wrinkles, like you see that big wrinkle there, I'm going to do the best I can to smooth it out using my fondant spreader for its actual intended purpose. I'm trying to get all those little pieces of icing, those little lumps and everything that are in there, because I did crumb coat it first. Look at me using fancy terms. And put it in the fridge so it's all hard and solid. This was just regular cake with buttercream icing. Tall cakes like this have a really, really hard time with the soft fillings. Like people will ask for jelly or mousse or something, or custard. Ugh, I can't. Okay, you can see how I feel about those. They make the cake very slippery, so you gotta keep them cold. You can do it. It's just a pain in the butt. You need extra reinforcements and all, but anyway, back to this. Yeah, fondant spreader. You saw me smooth it out, rub it out, roll it out. Now I'm just trying to make sure the top has a nicer curve to it. And again, getting all those little buttercream lumps out of there. There are some people who are better at this. They have little tricks of the trade. I've seen they'll use wax paper before they fondant and use their fondant spreader and smooth down the buttercream icing that way, so that it's already smoothed down before they put the fondant on, which is probably a better idea than just free winging it like I'm doing here. But anyway, yeah, now I've got pretty much a yellow bullet or yellow silo or I don't know, a giant yellow pimple. I don't know what, I'm not sure. I'm just trying to figure it out here. But there you go. Make it nice and smooth as you can. And yeah, there you go. Okay, I'm using a knife. I'm just holding my hand kind of right at the edge of the counter and turning the cake plate around to trim off a pretty darn even layer from around the bottom, so I've got a nice straight edge. I rolled out some blue fondant. I'm using my little cutter tool there to cut these out. I want to say they're about 3/4 of an inch thick, these two stripes here. If you don't have that tool, just use your knife, measure it out however you want. You don't need it, just as a little time saver. And oh, that's why I did it. It's pretty much the same thickness as the gap that's there. It's not exactly right. It is going to have a little bit between the yellow and the blue again, but that's okay because we're going to add kind of, I don't even know what you call it, like a seam, I guess, a hem line around the edge of his pants, so it'll get covered, don't worry. This big square that you saw me just roll out, again, still fondant. It's going to be the front pouch or flap of his overalls, of our little minion. So I'm just getting the size out and making sure it looks good. It's not too big or too tall. Sometimes it depends on the size of the cake. It might be a little tall, but you need it wider because you can't have it too skinny or it just doesn't look right. And if you need to, trim it down, make it look right. There's no proper exact measurements for this guy. You just do whatever looks the best. So it's like my husband's Italian grandparents, when they tell us their recipes, everything was to taste. And so this is exactly the same idea. It's how it looks. It's to look. All right, you see I went around to the back, and it doesn't quite line up there, but it doesn't matter. We're putting the back patch on there. So yeah, a little pat on his butt, and he's good to go. Here are some more of those stripes like I was telling you about before that we're going to use to add another seam on there, give him a little bit more height and depth to his pants. See what I did? Look at that. Yes, little stripe, and there you go. And I'm using this tool, I don't know what it's called. It makes a stitch pattern. So that's what I'm doing. I'm giving him stitch pattern on his overalls to make it a little more cloth-like. I don't know if they have an actual pattern to their fabric. They probably do, but mine doesn't. And so I'm just adding the stitches because it works. Just trace out pretty much all the pieces that you put on there. So go over the squares, go over your side pieces, and just don't overshoot it. Make sure they all line up in the corners nicely. Okay, that's all you got to do for that. And what you do the front, two to the back. You can see this side didn't get the extra piece on there yet, but don't worry, it's coming. Look at that, just like I said. You can see the yellow right there too by my thumb. There's a little fold in it where I just wasn't able to get that last little wrinkle out. This is like any other thing, any other time you make a cake or a cake decoration. When you get a little mistake that you just can't overcome, cover it with a detail. If it's going to be in the back of the cake like this, you probably don't even have to worry about it. If it was in the front, you'd cover it with something. Maybe you'd change the position of his arms. Maybe you'd have him holding a banana, because they love their bananas. There's always a way to cover it. All right, this is going to be the patch on the front of his overalls there. I cut out a square, just took two little nips out of the corners to make it a little bit of a different shape. That made it a little too long, so I trimmed off the bottom. Then I realized it was crooked, so I trimmed it again. And this is that whole to look. It has to look right. So once you get a shape that looks like a good sized pocket that'll fit and it's not too weird, stick it right on in the middle. Everything has been attached with water if it's fondant on fondant. If it's not fondant on fondant and fondant right onto the cake, the buttercream will make it stick, so you don't have to worry too much about that. Okay. Now we're going to do something else. We're going to make his legs. I have a big thick piece of blue and I'm rolling it out nice and fat. You want them to be a pretty good thickness. If you make them too thin, they're not going to look right. And they're going to be coming out right on either side of his main front pouch, pocket, flap, pants thing. Yeah. And you don't want them to go too high either. You don't want them too long. You don't want them too skinny or too fat. Do it so it looks good to look. Okay, once you get the legs on there, we're going to do the arms. Arms are probably about half the thickness, I'd say, of the legs. They are thinner. They are longer. It doesn't make sense, but neither do minions in general, so it works. Okay, you can see I cut off a piece that looked good, how I had it holding up. And then I cut a slant. There you go. You can see I'm kind of cleaning up the edges there out of the side of it. So a little bit of water. I don't even bother with a paintbrush because it's so big. I just use my finger and attach it. The shoulder is going to be very properly on this side and maybe a little bit higher to almost even with the height of the front pouch or the front flap of his overalls, okay? They have to stay a little bit lower, otherwise you're not going to have enough room for the face and it just isn't going to look right. So again, you can see his arms come forward, they kind of rest on his thighs, and we will attach the gloves later. Don't worry about that, okay? Yeah, good. All right, rolling out more blue stripes. These are going to be the shoulder straps of his overalls. I want to say these are ½ inch thick. They're thinner than the side pieces. And I'm just kind of measuring out the length here. Put a little mark in it with my finger. The edge that's going to be in the front that attaches to the front flap of his overalls, you're going to take those two nips off the corner to make it kind of pointed. And the back is just going to lay right across, right into the corner on the back overall flap. Okay, try to keep your angle nice and smooth as it curves over the shoulder, and it shouldn't go quite straight back, so make sure you do have a slight curve to it. And you're going to see in the back here, I overlap it onto the overalls a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit is there. A little bit of water secures it all in place. And there you go. Now he's halfway dressed. And already he really is coming together. Same thing on the other side. Make another shoulder strap. Cut off those two little edges in the front. Add your water. Trace the water over the shoulder, across the body. Nice clean arch that you're going to make. Make sure you add it to the back of the little back piece of the overall flap. And then you're going to put it into place. Nice and easy. You're going to find that if you move it around too much, the blue color is going to come off and smear all over your nice clean yellow. So try really hard to get it right the first time. It just stinks when it comes off. If you do end up with blue smudges on your yellow, I've mentioned it in other videos. It's easy to take off, not a big deal. Everything's fixable. Get a nice clean paintbrush, clean water, get it nice and wet, and kind of scrub the area that's dirty, and you'll find it just washes the blue away. And then get a paper towel and dry it off carefully, okay? And do it again if it didn't get all the way off on the first time. This is his goggle. I'm doing a single-eyed minion. You can do two, but they don't look as good, honestly, because you don't get the big goggles the way you can with the one single eye. So I try to do the single eye. I just think it looks better. I rolled out some silver or some gray. I held up my circles till I found one that looked good. It looked to taste. And then put a circle, in the center of it that was maybe 2 or 3 sizes smaller. Again, however it looks good. I'm using this ball tool here to just poke some divots into the circle. I put 6 of them, I think. Yeah, 6 of them. And I did one across from the other the whole time, so that way you don't get the spacing wrong. You do one across from the other, you get it nice and neat that way. I'm trying to keep the edge clean because when you do press down in the center, it causes the outside to pooch out a little bit. So that was my attempt there to get it to line up nice and flat and straight. All right, when you're ready, you put your circle onto the paper towel or a paper towel, something like that you don't mind getting dirty. And we're going to make it silver so it looks more metallic and shiny. I use an edible silver spray. There are a lot of different brands out there. I find that the Wilton one works fine. I don't know if there's other ones out there, but that's what Walmart sells. And I'm kind of in the middle of the nowhere, so I can't really get my choice of whatever I want. I just use whatever is available, and if it's good, then I'm happy. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm turning it around. I'm spraying the edges. You do the top, you do the inside, do the outside, and then you put it aside and let it sit just until the silver dries. You don't want, this is made of gum paste. I'm sorry, I should have said that. This is gum paste, so you don't want the goggles to actually harden as far as the gum paste goes, because then when you try to put it on the curve, you can see this, it's curved. It has to flex to fit the face. And if it hardens too much, you'll get cracks in it, and then it makes you want to swear. So don't do that. You just put it aside long enough for the silver to dry so when you touch it, it doesn't all come off on your hands. It takes probably 2 or 3 minutes, and that's it. And then stick it on that face. The white you can see is just the same. It's just white gum paste rolled thin. Use the same size as the center cutter. Stick it in there. Okay, these are going to be his shoes. I don't remember. I think these are gum paste because they're kind of squishy and they need to firm up in order to hold their shape. You can see I kind of made a kidney bean shape, only even. And then I put a line in the middle, a little south of the middle. And now I'm using my knife to make a seam all the way around the edge. This is going to be the sole of the shoe. So I've got the top part of the shoe, the bottom, and I made a second one there. And I'm sitting them on that side that we actually pressed in. Put them aside and let them harden. These guys got to stiffen up a bit before we attach them. This thing I'm working on here while I'm talking is the glove. I started with a circle, pressed down on the base, and then used a stick, as you saw, to separate out to make the cuff of the glove. Using my back of my knife blade, I make 2 indentations to create 3 fingers. These guys are horribly misshapen, and are anatomically just bizarre. So yeah, they rock the 3-finger glove look. I guess they're kind of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in that aspect. I carved off the glove, and there you go, right there, the arm, so that they will kind of slant into each other, and the glove will look like it's sitting a little bit nicer because the arm and the hand is at an angle. If you had it flat, it's harder to make them stay together. I've made several of these cakes at this point, and it's better to just do it this way. So just trust me on this one. You end up, if they separate a little bit, you have this weird gap, and this way the glove covers the yellow enough that it hides it if it does happen. Okay, just a thin piece of gum paste rolled out of black, stick it on, and he is a happy minion. There you go, a little bit of water. You put it however you want. You can add a little tongue sticking out. You can have it to the side. You can have him surprised. You can have him sad, whatever. Mine's happy. You can't go wrong with happy, right? Especially for a 5-year-old's birthday. All right, a thinly rolled out piece of brown for his iris. A black ball that I'm then smushing into place there with my ball tool for his pupil. And the pupils on these guys are pretty small. They're not real big. They do have a lot of the color showing. I gave him a little white highlight. Again, just a white ball pressed in there. And it was easy. Okay. Now I've got a piece of black that I'm rolling out real nice and thin. This is going to be the strap that holds the goggle around his head. So you got to paint water all the way around. I follow the edge of my domed or my curved piece of cake where it attaches to the straight up and down regular cakes that I stacked. It helps to hide the seam where the two join together if it's not perfectly smooth, and it's a pretty darn good, mark point to where his head would be. So you can see how cool he looks. He really looks good. These are going to be the two little, I don't even know what they are, brackets or something that hold the goggle to the strap that goes around his head. Roll out silver, kind of thick, make it a good size. Make sure it goes either to the thickness of the band you're using or a little bit past, but don't go less than. It'll look weird if it's less than. I'm pressing down, as you can see, and rolling carefully the two pieces. To make indentations, because when you look at pictures there are marks there and I don't know what they are, and maybe, I don't know. I just don't know. This is the fun part because they're so small and light and there's so much pressure in my silver spray. I end up spraying them all over my counter as I try to make them silver. So you get to see me chase them around a little bit just to get the idea, and then I cut out the rest because there was a lot of me chasing them around. When they're dry, again, just the silver is dry, not the gum paste itself, stick them on with a little bit of water. This is a lollipop stick I'm pressing into his leg and then ramming that shoe right on in there. Make sure the stick doesn't stick so far out of his leg that when you press the shoe on, it pokes out the other side of the shoe. That's another time where you're going to end up saying bad words, and it's easily avoidable. You got to make sure you have some water in there to stick them together. And do the same thing on the other side. Mine were still a little soft. You can see they're still pretty pliable. I ended up bracing each foot so it pressed against the leg with, I forget, like a can of soda or something I had in the fridge. Just anything heavy, that you can use to press against it that's smooth, and let it sit like that, and it'll become firm and stiffen up nicely for you. On the pouch, it normally has the symbol for GRU. I do the kid's number for his birthday. So, yeah. And as far as hair on his head, take lollipop sticks, cover them with a little bit of black gum paste, and shove them right in there. For some reason, I don't have footage of that, so I apologize for that. But there you go. You can see it in the picture. And hopefully you found this helpful. Check out my other videos. If you guys make anything that you're proud of, you want to show it off, send it to me. I'd love to see it. So thank you very much. I'll see you all next time, and goodbye.